Welcome to CoCoRaHS, the Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network, where every drop counts, and where your school can report precipitation that helps out TV weather reporters. The third part of our name is snow. When measuring snowfall, it's not as easy as it seems. First, we recommend that you bring in your funnel and your inner tube, because these can freeze and crack during the winter time, so bring these inside. You can leave your outer tube outside to collect the snow. But there's one factor of the weather that actually makes measuring snow really difficult. Yep, you got it, it's the wind. You've seen it. You could have a little tiny snowflake falling down, and all of a sudden, whoop, and it misses. You get another snowflake coming down, whoop, and it misses. You may go outside and you see 10 inches of snow all around you, and you look in your gauge and there's barely anything at all. So you know that wind affected your snow. So here's what you do. Forget about what dropped out or what fell into your rain gauge and pour that out. Once in a while, without any wind whatsoever, you'll have a real nice amount that's the same as what's representative around your area. But most of the time, it won't be the same. So throw out what you found, and now you want to use your eyeballs. And you want to make an assessment of where is the best representative location for where the snow fell. You don't want to obviously measure where it's real deep from a drift or where the wind had blown it away. So you might even want to take a ruler and take a little walk around and start taking some measurements. You might measure over here and say, ooh, I've got 6 inches. Take a little walk and measure over there and go, oh, I've got 8 inches. Another little ways away, take a measurement, 10 inches. Okay, so now we're going to take an average. And of course, in this case, it would be 8 inches. So we'll go back to that area where we found 8 inches, and now we are going to cut a core sample. The National Weather Service says we're going to cut a biscuit. So we'll go to that place where it was the average that we determined, 8 inches in this location. We're going to take our rain gauge and put it upside down and jam it right down into that snow. Collecting a core sample is pretty easy by taking either a spatula or a fly swatter, something like that, and you'll slide it underneath, and now you've got a core sample to bring in. So how am I going to measure? What we're actually mostly interested in is the amount of water that is inside this snow. Have you ever had to shovel before? You ever notice that sometimes you'll go to take a big scoop and, oh, it's so heavy it's going to break your back. And other times you go to take a scoop and it's so super light that you barely felt anything. That's because there's different amounts of water in the snow. So we want to know how much water is in our core sample. How are we going to melt this and figure that out really quick? You know, I've got to get to school. I don't have time to sit here and wait. So maybe we could put it in the microwave? No, that's not a good idea. This thing might melt. So another option, because we already have our measuring tube inside, is that how about if we add some hot water to our snow sample? We'll make a pre-measured amount so we can go to the sink, pour some hot water in here, whatever it lands on, 73/100ths of an inch. Now we'll pour that hot water into our core sample. Swish it around and it melts instantly. So now what's the first thing we need to do? You got it. We need to subtract that first 72/100ths that I added in there. So we would subtract 72/100ths. We would throw that away because that doesn't count. And whatever is left in your rain gauge is now the water content of the snow. We call this SWE, S-W-E, standing for Snow Water Equivalent. Report this to the CoCoRaHS website, and now you've helped out scientists in your community and across the country. If you have any questions, please contact education@cocorahs.org. That's education@CoCoRaHS.org. And we'll help you get started by sending you a rain gauge and registering your school on our website. Real science helping real scientists. Your school can help.